Good morning. Sorry for a minute there, I wasn't looking at it. Yeah, it's 10:35, which makes it 11:35 in New York City, and I doubt if anybody's watching this because it's Saturday and they're all out grocery shopping and getting ready to watch college football or going to a high school football game, which is what you should be doing, not instead of sitting around trying to find out what I have to say today, all right? Nobody looked at my video yesterday. They didn't like the cover photo. Sorry about that. I'll never use it again. We'll go back to the old one. I'm not going to show it to you now because I don't want you to just turn off the video. Alright, first up, in the hurricane, the sad news is that now there are 223 known dead, and I believe there's still lots of people missing. That's the sad thing about these disasters, that anytime you have a big disaster like that, you have people missing. And sometimes there's one person that uses it as an excuse to run away, and everybody thinks that's what they did. They ran away, they got away from everything, they don't want to pay the bill, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. These people are missing. Let's go find them. Let's hope they're alive. Let's hope they did run away. It means they're still alive. It's better than having a bunch more dead people. Trump again is refusing to release medical records. I don't know. I thought he released all the records when he was the assassination attempts. He was said, "Go talk to my doctor. Here's what my doctor had to say." But when he goes to get a physical, and his historical medical records, which are supposed to be open to the public, which I don't know how you do that because I don't want my records open to the public. So I can understand what he's saying, but it's part of I don't know whether it's the law or if it's just part of what tradition was. I used to, I'm a healthy man. And besides the point, they're not going to cover his mental state. So, if he's physically okay, go ahead. What's the problem? Unless you're just trying to hide something. It's just something else to confuse people and to, I don't know. Confuse people is all I can come up with. Now he also was making a joke about a man that was shot at the rally. I think he's talking about the one where he was shot too. I don't have the joke available, and I wouldn't repeat it if it was. I don't think you joke about things like that, but Trump does. And Trump has to realize there's no such thing as privacy when you're president of the United States. I mean, you've got hundreds of people with shotgun mics trying to pick up anything that Biden would say. What do you think they're going to do about Trump? Because Trump says stupid shit. I don't know, Biden doesn't. I don't know whether Biden talks at all when he's not on stage, but Trump says a lot of stupid shit when he's on stage and when he's off stage. So that's his problem, Don't know what that is. Oh, we got Devontae Adams from the Raiders wants a trade. I mean, this guy has a bad year because the quarterbacks don't throw to him on every play. Does he, the TV cameras show him he's open. Well, how long did it take him to get open? Maybe this was a quick play. And maybe the quarterback didn't have time to find him, How long did it take him to get open? They don't talk about that. He wants to come to the Jets and play with Aaron Rodgers again, because Aaron will throw him balls, that he can catch and everything like that, But, I don't think that's... he can do whatever he wants. I just think, it's supposed to be a team sport. You're supposed to play for the team, If you get one catch a year and it's a touchdown in the Super Bowl, you've earned your salary, So, I don't know. And what I'm really surprised about lately is the comments Trump's making and how degrading they are to people, their personal attacks. The fact that every time he opens his mouth up, he's lying. He's a genuine. I always regretted using this term because I really don't know how it pertains to things, but besides being a narcissist and not caring about anybody but himself, I think he's reached a point where he's a pathological liar. And I think pathological liars, if I'm right about this, I'm sure people will correct me if I'm wrong, that he's a person that can't help but lie. He has no idea what the truth is, or what the pathological lie means. He believes if he says it's true. He's going back to he wants the government to be the way Nixon wanted it to be, that if the president does it or says it, it's either true or it's legal, and that's just not the way life is. You're a liar, Donald. You have no empathy. Empathy means you have feelings for other people, that you care about injured people, sad people. Trump don't give a shit about nobody, and that's the problem here. That's what you got to watch out for. Everything he does for himself. He sold watches and trading cards. None of that money went to the Republican Party. All that money went into his pocket. If he sold, I don't know how much he made off of it, but all that money goes into his for personal finances. It's got nothing to do with him. His super PAC is the same way. He used the super PAC to pay his legal bills. Not just those legal bills aren't political. They're personal. He's the one that did this crime. He's the one that got the sexual abuse charges against him. And I think that's a horrible situation. And I don't think that's right. I don't think it'll get corrected by the Democrats, because I'm sure the Democrats, there's politicians out there that would do the same thing if they could. I think where this is concerned is that politicians are keeping their mouths shut about it because they're jealous and they don't want to screw themselves should they get the opportunity. And we don't know, if you went out and you got really upset about it and started complaining, then if Kamala Harris buys a hot dog and puts it on an expense account that, to take money out of a super PAC, the same thing's people are going to go berserk. Oh, but what she's doing. Trump takes millions of dollars out. Now, there was a story that I can't prove, so I'm not going to say it, about something he did recently with the hurricane and some money that's missing. And I can't prove that. I haven't got any hard evidence, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But what can I tell you, Sports, the Mets made this division playoffs. I wonder if this is going to be one of those you gotta believe years, I don't follow baseball anymore. It's too hard to find it on television, and I don't want to listen to some Spanish guy. I don't like listening to announcers talking all the time. I don't like it in football games, and that's the way it's getting now, that the announcers are there trying to become more important. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady got this huge contract to be the color commentator. And what's his name from the Cowboys, the quarterback? He was paid a lot of money when he came out to be a commentator and an analyst, I guess they call it. And he made some statements that were a little controversial, and he went against the grain. Don't expect Brady to go against the grain. Brady's a company man. He's a Trump follower. He's a company man. Don't expect anything exotic to come out of his mouth, unless it hurts the team, unless it hurts the ownership. Then you might see it, or he hurts somebody he doesn't like. That's Tom Brady. All right, now we're going to go circle back to this nobody cares routine. Trump says some pretty horrible stuff, and it doesn't appear that anybody really gives a shit that he says it. You're all capable of disproving it. Kamala Harris was born with a mental defect. This person is that person is this. That doesn't serve any purpose. It's like the Republican Party. Anything that's positive, and you've seen this recently, and it's going to get worse the next 30 days. Anything that comes out positive about the government or Kamala or the Democrat, basically the Democrats, when I say the government, I mean the administration, is going to be labeled as fake without any evidence whatsoever. It's like, I'm going to sneeze, hold on. Oh, sorry. So, it's like the story about, he lost the election and he doesn't want to admit to it. It was fixed. And it's because he lost. He doesn't believe he should have. He didn't carry on, but he did for as long as he did with this. When he won the election and lost the popular vote, he wanted recounts everywhere because he couldn't believe that he lost the popular vote. And that was one of the elections people said we should do away with the Electoral College. I'm not sure about that. Somebody's got to sit down with me that knows the whole thing about it, and let's discuss it, because I am in agreement with that. But we're one of the largest population countries that has a free election, and to say that you can win by one vote, on the popular side, really is pushing it. But the way it's done now is these people go out and campaign in specific states, and they don't give a fuck about the rest of the state. Pardon me. They don't care about the rest of the states. Okay, because they're not that important. So they might visit them, but they're not going to visit it. Look at Pennsylvania. How many times have Harris and Trump been in Pennsylvania, and Minnesota and Michigan? These are considered states that are what they call battleground states. They have the electoral votes available to win the election. So this is where they're going to go. And how that works out is the state's elections. If you have and you don't necessarily get, I don't know whether some states you're not you're not bound to what the results are of your vote. You don't have to support Trump, but most states you do. You have to support whoever wins your state, and that's done by popular vote, right? So as few as 10 votes can make a huge difference. It'll be contested. There'll be a couple of recounts, but if you win by 10 votes, your state's whatever electoral college votes you have is given to whoever won those 10 votes that particular election. And that whole system has some drawbacks to it. I think it's necessary that the federal government look at the election, how the elections and how the electoral college is picked, and let's see if we can do something about that, because I think it's some uniformity would be cool, and let's, this is where you have a group of people that don't vote because they believe their vote doesn't count. All right, they just sit back and say my vote doesn't mean anything, and you're wrong, especially on a local election. And your local elections, your state election, how your state votes determines what your federal vote is going to be. If you understand what I'm saying. If you have your presidential contest results are I don't know if there's such a thing as a majority. I think one vote can decide that. I'm not 100% sure every state is like that. That's why I said there should be some sort of more uniformity in it so that you could. And I also think that pollsters should stop making predictions before the election, because you influence a lot of people. And it's a psychological fact. People like to vote for winners. That's why they stopped announcing results until the California polls closed, because they found out they were influencing the West Coast vote. And I think it's the same now. I think that no results should be released until all the polls across the country are closed. I think that polls should, maybe you want to have one at the beginning of it, but I don't think you should have one every week or so, or 2 weeks. Poll, new poll, new poll, new poll, because people are looking for vote for winners. Yes, it's information that the various candidates say they need so that they can concentrate on specific areas, but I don't think that's a good reason for doing it. Anyhow, it's Saturday. I'm done. I'm gonna, have a nice lunch with my wife, and then we're gonna have watch some TV maybe, and then I'm gonna do some artwork. Do I have a picture here? I show you what I did the last thing I did. Let me hold on a second. Let me find it. It should be here. They are. These are the last things I did. This is what they call pyrography. This is what they call, it's wood burning. You see this? All that black is heat. And then we have this one. I did. Okay. And this one. This one is the wood is a little dirty. I don't know how that happened, but you get an idea what I do when I'm not on the air, making a fool of myself. All right. I voted. Email and mailed my votes in. I'm going to find out if they counted. I have time to correct things now if it's not. And I definitely voted for Harris. I can't, because I don't like Trump. It wouldn't make any difference to me what he did or not. I just don't like the man. All right. So anyhow, I'm going to take off now, and I'll see you. I'm going to try to do early tomorrow because I have, football starts at 12 o'clock down here because of the time difference. So I have to be ready by, get Lucy out and do this and everything else. So I have to get up a little earlier. I hope I make it. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.